So, speaking of good points and good advice, we have some great advice coming from you today. We're very excited because this guy, we know him, we've worked with him, we're impressed by him and his team. This guy does it right. We are always trying to bring people that are successful, because if they're successful, it's what you said, Gina, I loved your line, it's success for you. That means they're successful for their clients. And this guy has been knocking it out of the park. Welcome to the studio today, Brandon.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me, guys.
And see, we always get people with better radio voices than us.
Man. It's killer.
Yes, we have Brandon Montemayor with Keller Williams VIP Properties. This guy, rock star. We're talking top 6 out of 250 agents at Keller Williams. Am I right?
Correct. That's correct. We've been working hard.
Yes, you have. Your team. You have a great team.
Yes.
And I want to let you know why do we have Brandon? One, of course, he's a success in our business, and we know that for a fact, like I said, because we personally worked with him. But also, he's part of the Santa Clarita Valley. His family has grown up here. He's grown up here. He's now raising your family up here, right?
That's correct. We got a 2-year-old boy, Easton, and if you've seen any of my advertising out there, you'll get a good laugh out of that one.
We have to touch on it. You're going, Easton. How does a guy come up with a name like Easton?
No. Wait a second. Actually, I know how a guy comes up with Easton.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know how his wife allowed it. That's different.
Yeah, Megan, you're a rock star for allowing that, because I think it's the coolest name ever, without a doubt.
Love you, babe.
You must.
Thanks for that one.
I mean, my wife let me get away with Captain and Morgan, but there are cats. So, yes, you have a 2.5-year-old Easton. And the reason why we joke about Easton, obviously, for those who don't know, it's a major manufacturer of baseball bats. And
Correct.
Brandon is a CIF champion. He went to the CIF championships in 1999 with Hard High, correct?
That's correct. Yeah, we won it at Angel Stadium in Anaheim, and it was quite an experience playing there, but amazing.
That is so cool. So you don't know anything about being a champion?
Nothing at all. Nothing at all. We've been lucky. I've been fortunate to be around a lot of great coaches, great people out here in the Santa Clarita Valley. Like you mentioned, I was born and raised out here. My parents went to the high schools. My dad went to Hart. Mom went to Canyon. I went to Hart. I coached at Canyon. But we're lucky out here.
So you have dual citizenship here.
I do. It was a little touch and go there for a while.
Yeah, what I'm hearing from that is that, sometimes I think it's easy to relate sports to business because they both involve the same things. They involve coaching, they involve disciplines, and we strive to meet certain goals and have success. So I think it's kind of a similar type of environment, wouldn't you say?
I completely agree, and especially in the market that we're experiencing right now, perseverance is one of the biggest things, not only for us as agents and you guys as lenders, but for our clients as well. We have to have them prepared for some of the battles that we're going to go through as we move through a transaction for them.
And we know how confident you are, without a doubt. I mean, you and your team are very confident. If you just tuned in, you're tuned into the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS, and we're with Brandon Montemayor with Keller Williams VIP Properties, one of the top real estate professionals in this town, without a doubt, and I love working with your team, buddy. You guys literally have put together systems of success, and it's not by accident. We talked about this at lunch, huh, Gino?
Yeah, success is not by accident. Success is by design. You have to have intent, you have to have a plan, and you have to know how to execute. You can't just go out there and say, oh, let's see what happens. You can't do things by mistake anymore, not in this market.
And I know, Brandon, we talked about it at lunch, how you are, for lack of a better word, anal about your systems.
Right, 100%. Because, with everything we deal with, all the changes and regulations and guidelines, if we don't have systems to just keep the normal stuff in line and intact and making sure we're still doing what we're supposed to be doing in order to ensure that our clients' experience is the best one possible, stuff can get away from us. So one of the reasons, we use, Don and Gino is for that reason. We take care of our job. We have our systems to make sure our clients find a great house, get it at a great price, or if they're selling their house, to sell it at a great price and get us through to the close. And we got to have a great team surrounding us, especially on the lender side, such as you guys who do your job as well. So, that's why we enjoy working with you, because we do our job.
I knew I like Brandon.
Yeah, and I just realized we're all wearing stripes. Are we all on the thinning thing?
Correct. Yeah, I'm starting my diet tomorrow.
I started mine tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. So we've been starting it tomorrow for about 6 months.
Well, that's why we wanted you to get to know Brandon Montemayor with Keller Williams, because he's a real guy. He's a real person out here that really cares. And I love your mission. Your mission is to help as many people as possible. It's
Correct.
right there in your website. Correct. And you create systems that are based on success and learning, meaning you have a system that's set up much like ours, that once you close a transaction, you learn from it and you adjust your systems accordingly to improve based on each transaction you work with.
Exactly. And I've been in the business now for 12 years. We've been building our team and building our systems over that time. So every time a transaction goes well, we learn from it. Every time a transaction's a little bit rocky, we learn from it. So now after 12 years of doing that, we think we've kind of brought it down to something that's pretty much a science. And of course there's always some challenges, but with our experience, we've been able to get through those pretty much every time.
I was just going to say that's called experience.
You bet.
And with experience it comes confidence, and you can make great decisions on your client's behalf. And the reality is, when a client comes to us, what they're looking for is advice in a field they don't know and don't understand, and they need a professional. What's really interesting about your field is that most of, at least the buyers in your field, are getting your services for free.
Right, 100%. As a buyer's representative, we work for free. We're compensated by the seller. And, again, with this challenging market, and I believe one of the words I use is opportunistic, because I think there's a lot of opportunity out there for both buyers, sellers, and investors as well. We're seeing that daily. But you need someone on your side, exactly like we said, that has the systems, that has the know-how, that can get out there and fight for you and, get it to close.
Well, that's why we have you on the show today, because you do that. We've seen you fight for it. We've seen how confident you are with you and your team is absolutely amazing. We're going to get into more about your team and what makes you so successful, Brandon, because that's a key part, because just like our team, we couldn't do it without our team. Our team's absolutely amazing in Cherry Creek. I know your team is.
Agreed.
And you're also passionate about Santa Clarita Valley. You are accountable to this valley like no one. I mean, when your family grows up here, you grow up here, you're raising a family here, you have another one on the way.
Yep.
And what's another brand name?
Boy number 2.
Yeah, you're gonna.
We're thinking about Louisville or TPX. I don't know.
Oh, wow. Rawlings.
Yeah.
I have a feeling this time it's not going down that road.
Yeah, it's gonna
I've lost that battle already.
I think it's going to have some pretty names. So make sure you stay tuned, because we're gonna go a little bit deeper on what makes Brandon Montemayor and his team successful in certain areas that are topical and important today, which is, how do I buy a home right now during one of the most challenging markets, believe it or not, to purchase a home, not just sell a home? And then if you are underwater in your home, what success tips are there to navigate through these challenging times? Because there are secrets to the game, without a doubt. And Brandon and his team have the secrets, and we're going to share them when we come back to the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS.